Hello and welcome to the 2018 BBC News School Report at Cowley International College. Firstly, to the sad news of the death of the famous theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking. Here to tell us more are Liam, Tom and Eleanor.
Thanks, Matthew. I'm Liam.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Eleanor.
The medical miracle Stephen Hawking has sadly died at age 76.
His work in theoretical physics inspired many budding scientists to question what they knew.
Hawking's discoveries of black holes radiating energy, affectionately known as Hawking radiation, shook the world.
The legendary physicist also concluded that the universe started from an infinitely small point, essentially theorizing that the Big Bang happened out of nowhere.
Tributes have poured in for the great man, who was an influence to many people with motor neuron disease to never give up. Actor Benedict Cumberbatch said that Hawking was a great inspiration for him and for millions around the world.
Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn has also paid tribute, saying that Stephen Hawking inspired the world with his determination and showed breathtaking courage to overcome life's adversities.
Now, back to the studio.
Now let's hear more about the new health problem involving bottled water. Over to Harrison.
Thanks, Meg. Our latest story is that there have been small plastic particles found in water, and here are some statistics.
Recent studies have been shown that in every litre of water, at least 10 plastic particles are found in each of them are bigger than the average size of human hair. These particles are small enough to be digested, but big enough to cause harm. Smaller particles are found at a rate of 314 per litre. However, over 1 million of these bottles are bought every minute and 20,000 per second. Less than 50% are recycled, so that means over 340 million minor particles are recovered every minute.
Tests were carried out at State University of New York in Fredonia using a dye called Nile Red, which is designed to bind plastic particles. And out of all bottles tested, only 17 bottles had appeared to have none, but many had counts ranging into hundreds and even thousands. The UK's Food Standard Agency said it would assess any emerging information concerning microplastics in food and drink.
Types of plastic include polypropylene, nylon, polyester, polyethylene and lots more. Traces of titanium dioxide have been found in bottled water. It can be very dangerous in sufficient amounts as it's poorly soluble and is not readily absorbed by the body.
Although it's used in foods to make it look more appealing and brighter in colour, it has not been shown to have any negative health impacts. It is also used in white paint,
Sun cream,
processed cheese,
sweets
to give a natural whitener.
and opacity to foods.
In schools, this matter could be helped by using water fountains.
They could also recycle the bottles to prevent plastic pollution getting into the wildlife.
Which would cause us to eat the plastic in our seafood diet. Thanks for listening. Now back to Rachel.
Now, a very important question for schools. Should parents be fined for taking their children out on holiday in term time? Let's find out.
Thanks, Rachel. Hi, I'm Ajna.
And I'm Emily. How much do you expect to pay for holidays? How about £24 million? It's emerged that parents across England and Wales have been fined about £24 million for failing to send their children to school during the past 3 years.
Some councils are issuing penalties at rates 5 times higher than average. While some admit they have become stricter, they say they are protecting the students' education.
Paul Brading, Isle of Wight's cabinet member for schools, said its high rate of fines was because officials want every unauthorised absence to be thoroughly followed through.
From 2019, the authority have decided to cut the summer holidays from 6 weeks to 5, and are introducing a 2-week autumn half-term instead. The changes would also give parents the freedom to take a family break outside traditional school holiday dates.
On average, 12 penalties were issued for 1,000 children, whether for truancy or for parents taking children away on holiday during term time during 2016 and 17. A real-life case supports this.
Dave Brain decided to use the money left to him by his deceased father to pay for a family holiday to Florida.
If the family had chosen to go on holiday during the school holidays, the trip would have cost £8,000 compared to the £4,500 it did cost the family when they went on a term time transatlantic holiday.
So, Mr. Brain, wife Hannah and their 3 children boarded their flight for a 2-week holiday last September, regardless of the £60 fine. After their return to the UK, they did in fact receive the £60 fine.
Now let's hear from Mr. Hewlett, our Head of Achievement, to talk further about the holiday fines.
Hello, Mr. Hewlett.
Hello.
We would like to ask you some questions regarding finding families for going on holidays during school time. What are your opinions on students going on holiday in term time?
My opinion is that it's very disruptive to their learning. If they go on holiday during term time, they miss crucial lessons, which are parts of schemes of work, which are often linked together, intentionally building up to examinations. So I'm against them going on holiday in term time, if at all possible. I understand families' point of view in some respects, because I know that holiday firms and companies do raise the prices of holidays during half term, but unfortunately I would not encourage people to go on holiday during term time.
Do you think there could be any other solutions?
An ideal solution would be for companies not to raise prices. Obviously, it's a case that aeroplane tickets, things like that, are going to be more expensive because more people want to go on holiday when there is a half-term break. I know that schools sometimes stagger when the half-term breaks are now, but again, that can cause issues for certain families if they're at different schools. So there isn't really an ideal situation, but the key thing I would say is that it is crucial, and it's only for say 5 or so years that you've got to be in those lessons learning and making sure you got the best start in life, really.
Okay, thanks for your time, Mr. Hewlett. Now back to the studio.
Now let's find out about an inspirational act for charity from a Year 9 student here at Cowley. Over to you, Jack.
Thanks, Matthew. Now, me and Charlie are here to talk about the genetic condition, cystic fibrosis.
Cystic fibrosis is a condition affecting more than 10,400 people in the UK, who are born with cystic fibrosis and cannot catch it later in life. But 1 in 25 of us carries the faulty gene that causes it, usually not to our knowledge.
While not all people will experience the condition firsthand, many do. Each person who has CF has a unique experience and their own various ranges of symptoms. However, usually, people with the condition have a build-up of mucus in the lungs, digestive system, and other organs, causing a wide range of challenging symptoms which affect the entire body.
This year, a boy from Cowley named Mackenzie shaved his head to raise awareness for the condition. He committed this kind act of charity for his late friend Abby, who sadly passed away. She was a good friend to many people in Cowley and the community. Mackenzie, with the help of friends and family, raised over £850. Others, alike Mackenzie, decided to raise awareness and donate money to different cystic fibrosis causes.
Some of these acts included events that took the entire year to be involved in, such as a jump to the summit of Mount Everest, where the year group vaulted 1 metre and collectively jumped to 8,848 metres, the entire height of Mount Everest. Year 8 also took part in the Cystic Fibrosis Wear Yellow Day on the 23rd of June 2017. They came to school wearing a yellow piece of clothing to remember Abby and anyone else who suffers from the condition.
Imagine a world where people with cystic fibrosis can live their life unlimited by their condition. A world free from uncertainties and limitations. A world where young people can live their lives to the full. You can also help the cause by donating on the Cystic Fibrosis webpage. Now that's all from us, back to Meg in the studio.
Now let's see the latest on the Six Nations. Here to tell us more, Leona and Ryan.
Hello, I'm Leo.
And I'm Ryan. The Six Nations Championship has been taking place this past month, and the few games are yet to continue.
This week, in week 5, Italy will play Scotland, Wales will play France, and England will play Ireland.
Although England hold the most titles, 38, 28 outright, 10 shared, Ireland hold the Six Nations trophy this year because of their performances in their games.
On average, around 7.5 million people will watch one match, with a total audience reaching over 40 million on TV, online, and attending the match.
As of now, the table is Ireland, Wales, England, France, Scotland, and last but not least, Italy.
Because it's the height of the rugby season, many students have shown an interest in rugby and have joined the rugby teams in their year groups. It's quite popular among children, especially in year 8.
How do you think the rugby team have played this season?
I think the Year 8s have done very well. I'm right in thinking I think they've only lost 1 game all season. Yeah. So they've had a few Saturday games where they've been playing rugby union, and now as we switch to sort of spring and summer, they'll be playing a lot more rugby league. So I think they're going in their goal. Obviously every year is the same, but the goal will be to try and get to one of the cup finals, and I think the jewel in the crown is often the St Helens Cup final. If they can have a good run in that, then it gives them bragging rights off all the other schools in the borough, and usually they get to play at at St Helens' Rugby League ground.
Do you think the recent coverage of the Six Nations has kind of lifted their spirits and made them want to train harder?
Yeah, I think so. I think any competition does. Although England aren't playing very well in the Six Nations, and Ireland are going to look for the Grand Slam at weekend, and England have won the last two previous Six Nations, so that's disappointing. But we've just finished the Rugby League World Cup as well, just before Christmas, and that was a big thing if you're a Rugby League fan. So I think any student who plays sport, if there's a big event, they'll watch it on TV, and then that inspires them in training.
What benefits do the students get from being in the rugby team?
Oh, I think school's a very boring thing if you just do the 5 lessons a day and nothing else. It can be tough and monotonous, and it's the same thing every day. So I always encourage any student, whether it be rugby, football, hockey, chess, games design, whatever they want to do, is to do something else, because you see staff in a different light. You see lots of staff giving up their time at weekends, and school becomes a nicer place. And if we're talking about rugby and football and sport, it instills a bit of discipline, it instills concentration, and then helps you in the classroom as well.
Thanks, Mr. Bennett. Back to you in the studio.
That's all for the school report this year. See you next time.